or your forearms and let your forehead rest on your stacked arms and take a deep, slow breath in and all the air out. Concentrate on that area at the base of your ribs, your diaphragm. And direct the air into that area. Allison, I think I lost you the last time. I'm sorry about that. Was that your internet? Okay, good. I wanted to call or text you. I'm glad you got it figured out and you're back. So this is such a great posture to really notice the sound of your air going in and out of your lungs, that quality, that even inhale, slow, even exhale. Once you got that diaphragm space, and if you don't know what I mean, you can just do a real light cough, and you can feel that contraction at the base of your ribs. That's where your diaphragm is. That's what you want to lower or flatten in order to inhale. Inflate more of your lungs by inhaling down into the diaphragm, your ribs, all the way up to your collarbones. Hold your breath for a moment and then exhale. Abdominal region, ribs, let your collarbones even kind of come in towards each other as you exhale. Just feel how that inhale radiates throughout your whole body. And how your exhale makes your body feel differently. Reach both arms to the space in front of you. So reach both arms way out and then point your toes, maybe even lift your feet up a little bit. Feel as if you're getting stretched apart. You could even grab the floor and hold on to it with your finger pads to really stretch apart. Keep your chin tucked though to stretch out that space behind your head. And then rest your body down. Stretch your right arm forward and left leg back on this diagonal line. And then switch it. Left arm forward, right leg back. I even have to lift my arm and my leg up just slightly. Just keep alternating that, getting your body longer and longer. And keep your right arm stretched to the floor. And roll over on your right arm, just onto your side. Pull in your abdominal muscles and lift your left leg up towards the ceiling and down. We're going to do about 10 to 15 of these, depending on your breath cycle, just waking up that lateral line, the side of your body. Starting to feel that little burn in there. Just really noticing these muscles that lift your leg up, these abductor muscles. Incorporate your breath with your movement. So exhaling as you come down and inhaling as you go down and exhaling as you lift up. It's almost like as you lift up your toothpaste tube, squeezing the air out of your lungs. So exhaling up, inhaling down. Do about 4 more of these. Just feeling that outer leg, that lateral line light up. And then find stillness and return to your belly with both arms stretched out in front of you. Hang out there for a moment and feel that electricity in your left leg and that dull numbness in your right. Keep your left arm stretched out and roll over onto your left arm. And you got 10 to 15 on this side. Just slow lifts, really slow. Attempting to rest your whole body. So keeping your head down on your arm, keeping your shoulders soft, jaw soft, everything soft. Just really concentrating on those muscles in your outer leg. Nice lift. Beautiful. So exhaling lift, inhaling down. Yep. Coordinating your movement of air in and out of your lungs. That's it, Allison. Nice, nice slow lifts. She's even holding it up there in the air for a moment, pausing between the inhale and the exhale. About two more ish. Even Steven on both sides. And return to your belly with your arms stretched out once again. And then slide your hands down to the base of your ribs, moving into tabletop. Into tabletop. Take your right leg straight back behind you, and then cross your leg over and rest the ball of your foot on the outside of your left bent knee. So you're in this little bit of a bend here, and now you're going to look back at your right foot. You want to create a huge lateral flexion with your spine. Keep your elbows a little bit bent. Keep your core sucked in. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and stay in this lateral flexion. So we're just stretching out those muscles you just contracted. And come back to center. Come back into your tabletop. We'll do the opposite side. Left leg straight out. Go ahead and cross it over. Rest the ball of your foot down on the floor. Big lateral flexion on this side. Really feel that stretch around your hip. This might feel good to you, Tori. Is this getting at that hip? Oh, good. Wonderful. It's not talking to you. And then stretching on back. Put your knee back down on the floor. This time, take your right leg straight out to the side. So straight out to the side and rest it on the floor. So you're just taking your right leg straight out to the side. We're going to do 3 to 5 cat and cows here. So take the middle of your back up towards the ceiling and sink your chest down to the floor. Now just stretching out that inner line, the medial line or aspect of your inner leg. 3 to 4 of those, 3 to 5 rather, depending on the pace of your breath cycle. I know when I go into the dog or the cow, I tend to feel it a little bit more. So I'm just going to hang out there for a moment, maybe just move side to side somewhat, add some lateral flexion here. Just really feel that stretch. And then come back down to your tabletop and do the other side. So left leg straight out and go right into your cat and cows here. Just feeling that stretch and experimenting with which one you're getting the most information. Are you getting more sensation in your cat or more in your dog or cow? Possibly lingering in those spaces. Yeah. And then return to center. Draw your right knee into your nose, take it out to the side, lift your foot up towards the ceiling, and then bring your knee back into this nose. So big circumduction with your right hip, huge big circles. Draw a circle with your knee. The next time your knee is oriented towards your nose, switch the direction of your circle. Take your foot back and up, out to the side, towards your face. Again, about 3 circles just like that. Return your knee. Other side, left knee into your face, out to the side, foot up towards the ceiling, and draw that circle again. Keep breathing, slowly inhaling and exhaling. Every time you bring your knee in, you're exhaling. Every time you take your knee out and up, you're inhaling because you're getting more space. When your knee is up against your nose, switch the direction, foot up towards the ceiling, knee out to the side. You got 2 more of these. Keep those elbows really soft, shoulders soft, jaw soft, eyes soft, everything easy, easy. And then return your knee down into your tabletop. Tuck your toes under and sit up on your heels. Rock back and forth. Stretch out the bottom of your feet. Tense your fingertips down and lift your knees. Lift up one knee and then the other knee. Just alternate to stretch out the tops of your feet. Ooh, there's some nice cracking. And then down into downward facing dog. Pivot on your balls of your feet. Take your heels over to the right. Hang out there for a moment. Maybe dip your hip down just a bit and lift it up. Again, feeling that lateral line stretch. Come back to the balls of your feet and pivot the other way. Hip down a bit and up. Get that long side body stretch. Come back to center. Take a deep breath in, all the air out, and step forward to the head of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, ragdoll. So move into that cat or cow. Yeah, that's a great idea, Jesse. Make a box with your arms. I even love how you're bouncing. She's just kind of bouncing here, just breaking up all those cobwebs in your tissue that formed throughout your day. Really tucking your chin. Bounce your way back to center. Release your bind if it's there. And forward fold. Check out your feet. Line them up mostly with your hips. Pigeon toe your feet somewhat. 12 o'clock. And roll up to stand. Inhale your arms up towards the ceiling. Hands to heart center. And we'll start with one Om together. Breathe it in. Release your hands by your side and inhale your arms up. Bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, high to low push up. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Air in and out. Move to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Stand, reach up. Remember, shoulders down your back, forward fold. Halfway lift, high push up, low push up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Carol, do you notice that you really lock out your knees when you come up? Like you really lock your knees out when you try to keep them a little bit bent. Step to the head of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. See, you locked them out. Bend them a little bit. There it is. And fold. Stand. Good. Stay in your muscles. Good. Bend your knees and fold. Halfway lift. High push up. Now you can lock them out. You can lock them out in that high push up. So you're nice and strong. Yep. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Breathe the air in. Push it out and move to the front of your mat. There it is. Inhale, halfway lift. Good. And fold. Stand. It's so hard to do something differently. And bend your knees. Fold. Halfway lift. High to low push up. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. You take 3 breaths between these sun A's and sun B's. Good breathing. Nice. Last one. Step forward to the head of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair posture and stay. Stay in your chair posture. Move your arms to cactus arms and really broaden across your chest. Move your butt down, down, down. Act as if you're going to go into the twist, but don't. Notice how low you would go if we were going to go into a twist. So go that low. Straighten your arms. Keep them out of your peripheral vision and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, high push up. Slow it down a little bit here. Low push up. Good. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Warrior on the right and stay. So move into your warrior to the right. You're going to be here to 3 to 5 breaths. Good. So polish your posture. That's stretching through your body. Good. Just 2 more. Breathe together in and out. Last one in. Both hands down to the mat. High push up. Low push up. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Warrior on the left, same deal. 3 to 5 breath cycles depending on your rate of breathing. Good. Good. Go a little bit deeper and then come up out of it. Pulse around. What does warrior 1 feel like in your body right now? Hands down to the mat. High push up. Low push up. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Do 2 more sun salutations. So let's breathe in together. Air out and move to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. fold. Chair posture. Fold. Nice. Halfway lift. High to low push up. And you're welcome to wait for my cues or just move. That's good. With your own breath cycle, warrior on the right. Really taking your time, savoring what this posture feels like in your body. Hands down and high to low. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Warrior on the left. Good. Trust yourself. Yep. Hands down to the mat, high to low. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. And just flow into your next sun salutation. As you do it, I will tell you a story. So there's a yoga class, good. Stepping forward, halfway lift that I take down in Rehoboth, good. Chair posture when you're ready. And they teach us a whole sequence. They'll like do this long choreography, and then all of a sudden they'll say, okay, do it on your own. And they'll blare the music. And the whole time I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's kind of the point, just to trust yourself. You know how to flow. You know how to move. Nice, John. Nice. Hands down. Your pace, your rhythm. Feeling supported by everybody else, but still having your own body movement. Oh, man, Tori, that looks like it feels so good. Let's go ahead and learn from Tori. So you're in your downward facing dog. Really separate your feet beyond the edges of your mat and then bend one knee and then the other knee. Just really loosen up. Oh, that is lovely. Come back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg in the air. Bend your right knee and open up your hip. You can stay here or flip your dog, your choice. We're only going to flip for one moment, though. So big inhale in your flip and side plank. Now, in your side plank, you're going to move your right foot or your front foot forward, your left foot forward onto the floor. So plant your left foot right on the floor with your knee bent at a 90-degree angle. So your foot, yes, that's it. That's it. Now, have the intention of lifting your bottom leg up towards the ceiling, your right leg. You might be able to get your foot off the floor just slightly. Ooh, yes, Jesse. Good. And then rest it down. Two more, just like that. Lift that bottom foot up, the whole leg off of the floor and down. Good. So now we're getting in those inner muscles. We started with the outer muscles and then flip it back over. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Let's do that puppy dog pose. Put your knees down on the floor. Tent your fingertips. Keep your knees at right angles, your hips at right angles. And you're going to rest your chest down towards the floor. Some of you might be able to rest your breastbone or even your chin on the floor. That's more traditionally how this thing is done. Just giving those shoulders a break. Downward facing dog. Up into your downward facing dog. Lift your left leg in the air and bend your left knee. Open up your hip and flip your dog. Again, this is just more of a let's check it off our list right now kind of thing to open up. And now side plank. Gonna add that right foot forward. Good. So right foot forward. Those of you at home, keeping your right knee at a 90-degree angle. Yes, Tori. And you're going to lift that bottom foot, that left foot up, maybe even just an inch or two and down. So now we're working those adductor muscles on the inside of the leg, opposite muscles as we started with today. Yeah, there it is, Carol. Nice strength. All right, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take the air in. All of it out. Right side at crescent lunge. Move your right foot forward for crescent lunge. Once you get your bearings, go into your twist. I know every class has a different thing they call stuff. And bend your elbows and go right into your twist. Good. And just like Tori's demonstrating, your left knee could be on the floor, or your left knee could be up. Open up your arms. You got 2 more breath cycles here. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Breathe it in. all the air out and back up into your crescent. Warrior two. So warrior two. Nice. That's it. Way down into your warrior two. 5 breaths. 5 real breaths in and out. 4 more in and out. Last 3. Breathe it in. Let it go. Really slow down these last couple breath cycles. Nice focus. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, and we're into that lateral flexion again, similar to how we were emphasizing at the start of class, that side body line. Lots of stretch between your ribs, between your lowest ribs and your hip. Back down into your warrior two, extended side angle. Move your hand in front of your knee, opposite arm. Relax that shoulder. Yeah, Jesse, just slide your shoulder down your back. That's scapula. Yeah, so this shoulder tends to want to go up to your ear. Just have the sense of sliding it down your back. Nice and easy. Can you bend your right knee more? Yes. Back into your warrior two. Flip your front palm and reverse your warrior once again. Straighten your front knee. Cartwheel your hands down to the mat. High push up to low push up. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Crescent lunge on the left. And then go right into your twist. As soon as you get your bearings, go right into your twist. It's like you're just dancing through these postures. One to the next. Yep, you got it. Staying on the ball of your back foot. Nice. And then hands to heart center and twist. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Breathe it in. Crescent warrior. Warrior two. And move your foot this way. Yes. So you want to have the sense of intersecting your heel to the middle of your arch, way down into it. We're probably into the second breath cycle now. So you have 3 more. Good. Remember just that gentle gaze over your left fingertips. Gentle and focused. Last 1.5-ish. Final breath. You can do that pursed breathing. Yeah. Do that a lot with respiratory illness. Just purse your lips together and breathe out. Flip your front palm and reverse, straighten your front leg. Good. There's the stretch. Hands down to the mat. High to low push up. Did we do extended side angle? Sorry, extended side angle out there in the world. I'm sorry, Allison, you already moved back. My bad. Extended side angle. 2 more. Last one. Warrior two. Reverse. Go into that lateral flexion. And cartwheel your hands down. High push up to low push up. Breathe it in. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Step to the head of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand. Grab your right knee. Go ahead and bring it on up with you. Grab that right knee. I'll mirror you. And then open it up. Feel that external rotation in your hip. Arm out to the side. Dancing Shiva. Bring your knee back to center and switch your grip. Go ahead in that nice big rotation of your spine. Come back to center and release. Other side, grab your left knee. Open it up. Back to center. Dancing Shiva. Feel that twist, that rotation. Come back to center and release. Right-sided eagle posture. Now the breath. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more in and out. Last one. Breathe it in.
And release. Left-sided eagle. Good. There's the breath. Reminds me of my dog when she sighs. She's like, oh, can you please stop petting me just for a second? Feel that relief from that sigh. Such a gentle way to communicate with others. And release. Stretch it on up. And wrap yourself up into your right-sided eagle. This time we'll add on, we'll build this. So we're going to move with the breath pretty, not quickly, but from one posture to the next. So right-sided eagle, airplane pose, half moon. We're going to stay in half moon. This is really, you get to work those muscles you woke up at the start of class today. Really concentrate on that standing hip. Feel that rotation in that standing hip. And those lateral leg muscles in the right leg. Lift your leg up another inch or two. Nice job keeping that standing knee bent there, Carol. I see that. That's awesome. One more breath. Really stretch it open. Forward fold at the front of your mat. Gosh, you keep doing all these things, Tori. I want everybody else to do. We'll do that soon. Inhale. Come on back up to stand. Left-sided eagle. Wrap it on up in your left-sided eagle. Airplane posture. So this is about the outer leg muscles on your standing leg, your right leg. You really got to make those work to move that left hip down, Tori. Yes, that's it. Fire up those outer right leg muscles to lower that left hip down just for this last moment. Now open it up into half moon. Now it's the outer left leg, the outer left leg. You want to use those muscles to lift that left leg up towards the ceiling. That's it. Way to find your edge, John. That's it right there. Keep looking for it. Got one more. Breathe in, open up, and forward fold. Stay in your forward fold and take your right leg behind your left leg, your left foot. So just lift your right foot up and put it behind your left foot. You might have to put it way back, bend your knees quite a bit, and just sway side to side. This is another great lateral line stretch. Fits in perfectly for tonight's class. Thank you, Tori. And go into your regular neutral forward fold. And now the opposite, take your left foot behind your right, just cross your legs basically, and rock back and forth, stretching out that is outer and inner aspect of your legs. Come back to center, the traditional forward fold, neutral forward fold. Go back into your chair pose for a moment, down into your chair pose. And twist to your right. Back up into chair posture and twist to your left. Up into chair and forward fold. Let it go. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Pull on your toes. Take your elbows out to the side in sort of a halfway lift and fold it on down. Release your bind and heel toe your feet beyond the edges of your mat. We're going down into a low goddess posture. So way down into a low goddess posture. Get some connection between your elbow and your knees and really squeeze in. Now we're working these inner muscles right here, these thigh master muscles. Really squeeze in, squeeze in. Stay here squeezing in or continue to squeeze in and move into your crow pose. 3 breaths more, crow, or just squeezing in. Good. 2 more. Last one. That's it, Jesse. Bring your feet together. Bring your feet together. Yes. Shoot back chaturanga or step back chaturanga. Upward facing dog. There it is, John. Nice. And downward facing dog. Right-sided triangle pose. Move your right foot forward into your triangle pose. Good, and down you go into triangle. This is a wonderful pose for feeling that inner aspect of your front leg. Feel that stretch. Couple more breaths here. Back up to stand. Orient your feet to the long edge of your mat. Put your hands on your hips and go into a wide leg forward fold. Now, this stretch is really subtle. Tilt your pelvis up to the right and then up toward the left. Another way you can think about it is tilt your right hip up and then your left hip up. It's so subtle, I might not even be able to see it. It's just your pelvis tilting. You can go into ninja lunges if that feels good, but what I'm offering is just a pelvic tilt where your right hip goes up, left hip goes up. Really feel that stretching in the inner aspect of your legs. Find stillness in the center and come on up to stand. Reverse namaste. So orient your right foot to 12 o'clock, back foot, warrior one mini stance. And you can do your reverse namaste by clasping your hands at your back and basically folding here, flexing at your hip, and your reverse namaste. Good. Keep the breath going. Release your spine and let your hands dangle on either side of that foot. I often like to put my left foot on my shin, take my right arm out to a T. If you want to use a block, you can do that. You're just trying to get a subtle rotation here. So you're not externally rotating at the shoulder. Instead, you're concentrating on the rotation of your spine. So just a real subtle rotation. If you want to lift that back leg up and go into a reverse half moon type deal, feel free. Oh, we got, oh, everybody's a taker in here. Nice. Big breath in. And swing that back leg up to meet the front leg and a forward fold at the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, downward facing dog and left-sided triangle posture. So move your left foot forward into your triangle pose. And once again, we're going into that stretch. Nice breathing. Feel what you're feeling in your body. And move to enunciate that stretch on the inside of especially your left leg. So the medial line of your left leg. And how I usually get it is by asking that outer right hip to go up towards the ceiling, like I'm holding a bag on my outer right hip or a baby or something you don't want to fall. Just hoist that hip up, and then you can feel that stretch a little bit more on the inner left leg. All right, up to stand. Pigeon toe your feet. This time we're going to go into a high goddess squat for a moment. High goddess squat. I'm going to go into some rotation. So rotate to the right, rotate to the left. Just 2 more sets. Feeling that strength in your legs. After your third rotation, into your star, way up. Stretch it out as far as you can in your star posture. And reverse namaste. So orient your left foot at 12 o'clock if it isn't already there. And move your back foot up for that mini warrior foot. And go into your bind. And flex at your hips, keeping your spine straight. Oh, man. Struggling with a little sciatica right now. So this is really something. Anybody else get a lot of information here? And release. Let your hands dangle towards your front foot, that left foot. Put your right hand on your shin or a block. Take your left arm out to T, really pulling those abdominal muscles and go into that gentle rotation. Not too big of a rotation. You can add that back foot up. Yes. Everyone's flying tonight. Another big breath in and release. Forward fold at the front of your mat. Slowly come on up. Stand for tree pose, right sided tree pose. Now we have all that inner juiciness going on. Go into that nice external rotation of tree pose. Take your arms up towards the ceiling, and we're going to lean the tree towards the bent leg, the leg that's in the air, the right leg probably. So this is called falling tree. Again, looking at that lateral line in the side of your body. 2 more breaths here. That's it. Way to find your edge, Jesse. Right there it is. Celebrate that. And inhale back up to stand. Hands on your hips, and we'll switch it to the other side. Left-sided tree. Yep. Nice intuitive movement. I see Jesse shaking it out. That's wonderful. And let's go into the other side. It's so cool to see dancers. I don't know if you ever watched those documentaries with dancers or just dancers in general. They're always moving in these just little intuitive ways just to get blood flowing, stretch out their tissue, and release. Come back to center and release. Inhale, both arms up towards the ceiling. Bend your knees and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, high push up, and all the way down to the floor. Interlace your fingers at your low back, tuck your toes under, and lift your body up for locust pose. So I really love having my toes tucked under and staying on the mat because my back doesn't get as cranky. But if you would like to lift both your legs and your arms, that's great too. Either way, you're just lifting up, being as long as you possibly can be, and then release. Let your shoulders roll forward and rotate your right ear down to the floor. There's that sigh. Breathe it in and let it go. Second locust posture. Lift it on up. Couple more breaths here. And release. Rotate your left ear down to the floor. That's it. That's it, Tori. We'll call Ellie's Sigh because that's my puppy's name. Ellie Sigh. Move your right forearm across the front edge of your mat. Reach back on the inside of your ankle and press the floor and kick against your hands. So we're doing a half floor bow. So keep kicking your foot against your hands and pressing your forearm into the floor, lifting your head up, 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 and release. Move right to the other side. Left forearm across the front edge of your mat. Reach back and grab your ankle and kick. Kick against your hand as you press your forearm into the floor. Couple more breaths here. Really ask those quadriceps to work those strong thigh muscles and release. Upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Put your knees down on the floor, swivel your legs out in front of you, and move into staff pose. Strong core, and slowly lower your body right down to the floor. Keep your knees bent and lift right on up for bridge posture. So lift your hips up towards the ceiling in your bridge posture. So many cool things I'm seeing with hands. Another option too is goalpost arms. I really love that. I can feel that stretch across my chest. If you want to do that for these final moments in this first bridge posture. And release. Come on down. I'm going to do 2 more, bridge or wheel, 5 breaths and 7 breaths, your choice. So go on up into your choice, bridge or wheel. Yes, that's it, John. Feel that drawing in of your thighs together. Yes. That same thing that you did in crow, that adduction. And you could even move this foot towards this midline a little bit. Yes, that looks nice and symmetrical. And down you go. One more. Pick your poison. And up for this final igniting 7 breath cycles. And you have 6 more. That's it, Carol. Nice strength. Same idea with John. Bring those thighs together. Feel that squeezing in. Yes. Feel the lift coming from your shoulder blades. That's it, Tori. Keep pressing your forearms down to the floor. Keep lifting on up there, Jesse. Yes. Looks good. Not yeah, and you're really tapping into that adduction with the block. That's great. When you've had your fill, tuck your chin, down you go. Supta Baddha Konasana. Put the soles of your feet together and let your knees just drift on down towards the floor. Happy baby, grab the soles of your feet and rock left and right. Hug your knees into your chest and draw a couple circles with your knees. Yep. Make those knees go really forward to the space in front of you so that you can feel your tailbone even on the floor. And then curl way up with that circle so you can feel the top of your sacrum, and then reverse the direction of your circles. Hug your knees into your chest once more and stretch your legs up towards the ceiling, straightening your knees. Interlace your fingers at the back of your head and crunch up towards your thighs. So crunch up to your thighs and slowly lower both legs down to the floor. Once you're almost to the floor, you're going to start to draw a huge circle, keeping your legs together. So a big circle with both legs in one direction. Good. Good. Keep going with it. You got about 3 circles. No momentum, just all core going as low as your back likes it. The next time you graze towards the floor, you're going to reverse the direction of your circle. Sure. So once you get down there towards the floor, go to the opposite direction of your circle. Nice. Keeping that crunch, keeping that core. You all still have this beautiful, relaxed look on your face. Is this easy? Because you're making it look so easy. I know. I just did this and I forget whose class. All right. After you finish that 3rd circle, hug your knees into your chest or intuitively move. I have to take your class sometime, Tori. The way you move in between postures, I'm thinking, oh, you have to teach an awesome class because they all look like such brilliant things to do in between those poses. All right, we're going to do some yoga bicycles. So crunch it on up. These are really slow. Good. Jesse's already rolling. 20, 19. That's it, John. Really squeezing in. 18, 17, 16, 15. Yep, let that fire burn. Good. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. And then we're going to build a boat. So come on up to a seated position like I am with your knees bent. Put your hands behind your thighs and lift your heart up. You can stay right here, or you can add your arms, or you can alternate lifting one heel and the other heel. Or you can lift both legs up at the same time. Your choice, your boat for 2 more breaths. Last one. Flat feet on the floor. Wrap your arms around your shins. Put your forehead towards your knees. And 2 more boat building exercises. Hands behind your thighs. So today I was at the bank Good. Stay here, or you can release, arms open. And there was this mom, I guess, with this kid, and they were blaring this song. Who built the ark? Noah built the ark. Who built? And then, like for 2 hours, all I was singing was "Who built the ark?" So we had to do boat pose tonight. Okay, put your flat feet on the floor, forearms around your knees, and forearms around your knees with your forehead to your knees. Last time we'll build this arc tonight. Hands behind your thighs, core in. Nice, John. Open up your arms and then alternate that lift. Again, if you're in the mood, you can keep both legs up. I've been really enjoying the alternating and the lift because I notice I can keep my spine straighter, but I'm still getting that core work. And then release both flat feet on the floor, wrap it on up. Mummy arms and slowly lower your body down. I'm going to cue reclining half pigeon tonight, but if you're dying for a prone half pigeon, knock yourself out. Yep, that's it, Carol. Put your right ankle right over your left knee and then hug your thigh in. You can rock left and right for a bit, opening up that hip. That's it, Allison. Rock it out. You could even push your right elbow into your knee a little bit to get some torque there in your hip. Get that relief, Jem and Jane, in your hip. And switch to the other side. Oh, Jesse, that's a nice choice too. I'm giving Tori all the glory, and you got some cool things. You want to check out what Jesse's doing, and I'll see if I can demonstrate this to you guys in the outer space world. She's just bringing her knee in and then straightening her unbent leg and reaching up for her toes. I can't get there, but that's another nice stretch too. Oh yeah, Carol, does that feel good? Straightening that knee a little bit. Get some stretch in your hamstrings and your calf. And release. Hug those knees in and rock up to a seated position for single seated leg extension. So right leg is extended. We're going to go into the lateral flexion here. So take your right hand under your calf. John, you might even be able to get your right hand underneath your heel because of your flexibility. On the other, put your arm on the inside, and then grab your heel. Maybe can you grab your heel? And then straight. Yes, and then that big side bend. You might even be able to take your hand and put it on your foot. Yes, yes, that's it. And then rotate your spine hard up towards the ceiling. Very nice. A couple more breaths here. Wow, if I had my camera, I'd take your picture, John. That looks, you got great alignment there. Yeah, come on up out of it. And we'll switch. Bend your opposite knee for seated single leg extension. Now your left hand underneath your calf. For me, I like it underneath the calf. But if you have more flexibility, you can go for the heel. I just like to tuck it there so it stays. Couple breaths. Again, this is that lateral flexion, that side bending. Sometimes it almost feels like sunburn on the side of my body as I feel my skin and connective tissue stretch across my ribs. And then release. Stretch both legs out in front of you and go into a seated forward fold. Grab your toes, bending your knees as much as you need to. Release, reverse tabletop. Bend your knees and lift your hips up. We're going to draw a circle with our whole body, really loosening up that shoulder girdle, and then draw a couple circles in the opposite direction. Just feeling it in that shoulder area. And rest it on down. Fish posture. If you don't have blocks, tuck your hands underneath your glutes, bend your elbows, and rest on your arms. But don't just sink into this thing. Keep your sternum oriented up towards the ceiling. Most people aren't going to want that huge hyperextension of the neck. So I'm just going to keep my head up. This is an active pose for me. If you have the blocks, it's more restorative. Just want to keep lifting that sternum up, up, up towards the ceiling. And then release. Let it all down. Hug your knees in and move into your inversion waterfall, shoulder stand, or if you're in the mood for basket, handstand. Somehow get your feet above the plane of your heart. Do you want this now? Sure. It's like saying, do you want your salad with your meal? Sure. Release and go into a supine twist on your right. Yeah, move your butt this way, your whole pelvis. Yes. Now your hips are more stacked on top of each other. And you could do that too, Carol. Just shimmy your whole pelvis this way, your butt this way. Just like if you were in bed and you were changing your position, like just here, like, just shift your whole butt that way. You're like there. Yes, that's what I meant. I did a horrible job of describing it. I'm sorry. Like, read my mind, Carol. And supine twist the opposite direction. And you could do that too, Jesse. Just shift your butt. Yes. And your hips are a little more stacked. So hearing that motor rev up right as we're going here to Shavasana, Jem and Jane and Allison, you probably can't hear it, makes me think of what a wise instructor told me. So go ahead and slink your way into Shavasana. She said meditation isn't so much about finding the most perfect, quiet place in the world to direct yourself to your inner self. It's more about being able to include the distractions, make them part of your meditation. So if you hear a loud noise like someone revving their motor or a lawnmower or a child whining, let that bring you back to the reality of the moment, your breath. Experience what's happening right now, here in this space. And just say to yourself, this too I can include. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Draw circles with your hands. Draw circles with your feet. Hug your knees into your chest and rock on over to your right side. And put that eye towel between your forehead and the floor. Feel that connection of your forehead to the floor, your mat, the earth. Do an Ellie sigh. And move to a seated position. Put your hands on your knees and pull on your knees. Feel that broadening across your chest, that lengthening of your spine. Add that belt of your abdominal muscles. Just cinch them into a sustainable contraction and inhale your arms up towards the ceiling. Move your hands to heart center. We'll end with one final Om together. Breathe it in. Om. Namaste. Every once in a while, someone in the class or the combination of the Om makes me feel like I'm a good singer. That sounded so pretty. So thank you. And thanks so much, Allison and Jem and Jean. Thank you for coming. Have a great night. Sleep tight.